ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to On the Mic with the M.
Auntie.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. And, so many things that's going on today in the world of craziness, real life, that, T and I was just talking before the podcast about people don't know how to date, or are we dating incorrectly? So I had to do a little research even before this discussion and find out what in the hell are people not doing that you should be doing before you start to date somebody. Or if you're in the middle of dating someone, there are five. And people, take your pen out. I want you to write this down. There are five red flag things that you should pay attention to. Because any one of these five, and these are top five, so they're not like, this is one or whatever. No, these are top five things that you need to check with your relationship right now. If you're looking at this, take out a piece of paper, write these five things down, and then start checking off, see if you got this problem. Now, the first one, the number one, is lack of respect. That's the number one, is
You
lack of
know
respect.
that's number one.
Yep, lack of respect is the number one red flag when it comes to relationships. Number two is controlling behaviors. Remember that. First one, lack of respect. Second one, controlling behaviors. The third one is bad communication, bad miscommunication, or no communication at all. That's the third one. Fourth one, not surprising, lack of trust.
Yeah.
That's that should be number one, but it's in the top five, so it's all good.
Higher up, right?
Yeah, it's in on that list. And
Hmm.
the last one is unresolved issues and conflicts that turn bigger than what they should be, which means you can't talk to each other. Whenever you start talking to each other, it ends up in a fight, an argument, someone pissed off, someone leaves, someone does something. But you never ever finish or solve the problem in which you originally had. It just lingers out there and festers and then it blows up and you're constantly arguing.
Hmm.
So those are five red flags that you should look at before you look at getting into a relationship with that person, or if you're currently in a relationship with that person, make sure you go in that list to see if they're any of that. So does that surprise you, T, that those top five are the issues, the big red flags?
No, no, I especially like the last one because I think that's one of the biggest ones that we might can forget about because it's all the issues that we try to forget about, but they come out later on. And it's like, why I can't get this relationship to move forward, or why he doesn't want to marry me, or all those big things you try to conquer in a relationship together, and trying to figure out why you can't get there. It's probably one of those things you haven't resolved. She's insecure, or she stopped trying to have sex with you, the way you liked it. That's probably one of those unresolved issues you got. And it's probably got nothing to do with sex, but because you didn't resolve that issue from, a little while ago, she's still in her feelings. He's still in his feelings.
Yeah,
So
you got to be. Because
mm,
think about it. We don't talk nowadays. No one teaches us how to really communicate our feelings. If you think about it, when you grow up, they tell you shut the hell up. If you start crying too much, shut up. If you complain, be quiet. So you always kind of like never really express yourself because your parents, whoever your guardians are, never allowed you to express yourself. So you always kept it inwardly. And oddly enough, though, T, a lot of people never grow up from that point. They actually just carry that childlike behavior into
yeah,
relationships, into adulthood, because they never change how they reacted to different things. That's what they did when they were little. Or it served its purpose. So rather than say, I should do better because I'm an adult now, I should learn how to handle this differently, they do what they're more comfortable in doing. They've done this all their lives. I'm going to continue to do this, but that doesn't work when you get into a relationship.
unless you've been in therapy, right? Then the expectation is different. No, straight up. Men who have gone through therapy, women who have gone through therapy, understanding how to communicate and stuff like that, the emotional maturity is just a little bit higher. And so now your standard is higher. So it's like, no, you don't know how to you don't know how to communicate, and you've been through divorce. So clearly, you didn't even try to go through counseling. Like you didn't do one session, you didn't even care. Like you said, you're not even trying to grow.
And on that point, T, people, ladies, gentlemen, therapy is a good thing.
Mhm.
Prayer. Don't get me wrong. You can pray. You can do your religious stuff, all that. But please go talk to somebody who has done studies and went to school and got, can help you work through this. Because if you try to work through it yourself, you'll be a bird in a cage going round and round and round, and you'll never get out your head because you're in your own mind. So please talk to a professional to lay down, listen, and they're not gonna tell them about it. So they're not gonna be on YouTube or talk about talk to this person. No, they're not gonna do any of that. So and they will help you get through it because by getting through in your head, by clearing what's in your head out, it will actually have you actually notice those five things that I talked about earlier. It'll be obvious it picks up on you quickly because you're like, oh, you'll be aware of it. But you have to take the opportunity and do the work to become a better person, to become a better human being. So I just want to say that. So would you mention therapy, T? And a lot of people, growing up, oh, you're going to see somebody. Oh, you crazy? No, no, we're
It,
not crazy because we're going to go see a therapist. We
it
need help.
was such a weird stigma on it. I don't think that stigma is as strong or even exists like how it used to. Go to therapy, please.
Yes, please do.
Please go to it's if you've never been, you know, I guess you can pop the cherry at some point. Like, come on. Come on, let's be real here. Grow up.
Yes, grow the hell up.
But
So
let's
yeah, so number one, like lack of respect. Oh my God, that's so obvious, but
hmm
yet so foreign to a lot of people that they don't understand what that means. I'm like, it's we've seen it. We've seen it. I've seen it in relationships of people who are married. I'm
yeah.
like, God damn, he got no respect for her. I mean, just
I
shut her down.
no, I think what happens with this first one is that it's an inconsistency in the respect, right? You
Mm-hmm.
because I've offended you, I've upset you, I did something to you. Now you're gonna get disrespectful, right? Like,
Yes,
man.
that's true.
Or because you wanted to deceive me to get this from me, you felt like it was okay to move a certain type of way. So now I'm feeling disrespected because you wanted what you wanted and you would do anything you decided to do to get it.
That is very true, and that's just something you know is early. Come on, T. You know damn well you think of it as it's not.
No,
Oh, he's not control. He does respect me, but again, if he does on a consistent basis, you probably need to say, "Hey, we gotta have a conversation because I can't have you. What you just said was kind of slick at your mouth."
no, so that's like that blatant respect in the beginning, right? Like how respectful is a girl's tongue, right? And
Mhm.
you're going to accept what you're going to accept, right? And you lay down that standard in the beginning. I'm hoping, right? Because that would be weird that, 3 years later, the girl who curses like a sailor, all of a sudden you feel disrespected now. Well, that's just how she's been talking. Like you should have been said, Mom, between you and I, me and you not cussing, right? So you don't cuss at her. You have the expectation that she don't cuss to you. And over the 2, 3 months that y'all getting to know each other, if she can respect that, then you go forward. If she can't respect that, then you lean back. That's how you know. You can't take that and be like, oh, I'm disrespected. But with the with the respect though, I personally feel like it doesn't start off with a disrespect, right? It starts
Mhm.
off with the love, right?
Mhm.
And it
Mhm.
starts off with respect because I don't think that anyone would entertain anyone else who's blatantly disrespectful, you know?
Oh, I no, I wouldn't think so either. I mean, if
Yeah,
somebody disrespects you early, that shit's
yeah.
done.
You'll be like, you know what? She cute in the face, but I'm gonna drop her off over here now. Like I'm good on her. Like I'm not about to keep playing this game with her. And for a woman, like the blatant disrespect in the beginning would make you feel, I don't want to say threatened, but uncomfortable. I need to figure
Mhm.
exit. Stick- I'm not going to stick around for it. So I just feel like there's a point in the relationship as we've built the relationship up that you start to lose, you know, a certain bit of respect for, somebody, and the way that you're trying to check it, or the way that your check is being received, it's not being well received. And when you cannot check that, bit of disrespect in the relationship, there's nothing changing there. That's the problem. That's
Mm-hmm.
respect right there, right? Like, nah, something's here, something's festered, so like the most basic situation would be man cheats on girl, girl cheats on man, right? Now
Mm-hmm.
parties are wounded and offended. Y'all get into an argument. She getting disrespectful out her mouth. He getting disrespectful out his mouth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Starting to lose respect for each other, right? We
Mm-hmm.
had that in the beginning, but as situations occurred, he done missed the car note here, you know, house keep being dirty, our faces getting turned up at each. We starting to lose respect for each other. This happens over some time, right? Like a lot of respect don't just pop up out of nowhere, is what I'm trying to say. I just can't see it happening because
And
no
it no, it doesn't. It don't have. It just don't pop up overnight. It's just you overlook it. And as guys, we overlook it. If I feel you, I'm like, oh, yeah, that creep. Oh, that's just her. I can deal with that. Because again, in our head, guys, we're still looking at you. So we're like,
okay, yeah.
I want to, I can't act a fool. I haven't sampled the, I haven't sampled the tea yet.
Mhm.
So I have to take a few things, and we accept it. But the biggest problem that everyone has when it comes to this whole respect thing: boundaries. You have to establish boundaries in the beginning, because if you just let it be all just wide open, then that person say, "Oh, I can pretty much do or say anything because she's cool, or he or she is cool with it." But if you're like, "Listen, I don't like a lot of cussing," so you probably say, "Hey, listen, I don't. That's my boundary. I know it comes out every now and then, but I ain't cool with it." So there's certain things that, as men and women, you have to tell each other. And again, you have to tell them. You
Yeah,
can't sit around and fucking guess.
on it. Also, like you cannot, like I'm saying, let the girl be cussing y'all 2-3 months in, and you said that's not what you want. You said I don't want that. You let her know that 2-3 months in she can't control herself, but you still want to go forward.
Yep.
That
And,
doesn't make much sense. You
and
just said this is not what you wanted. But because something else there is just a little bit sweet to the taste.
and we're being honest here, y'all. People,
Yeah,
we're being honest. We're just saying we're not robots,
you
so
know.
we understand. It's not like, I'm just gonna check this. Listen,
Mm,
he keeps cussing or she keeps
mm.
cussing. No, because like I said, as we always say, you touch that honey pot.
Yeah, I mean, there are some things that's going to make you overlook other things. All we're saying is that number one, don't let the lack of respect be overlooked. It's too big of a thing. Like she forgot to pick your dry cleaners up on time and they closed for the weekend. So then you had to go out and buy a new outfit. So she messed up your pockets for the weekend. You can overlook that. Okay. That was a
Yes,
my bad type of thing. Okay. That's not
absolutely.
respect. That's not disrespect, right? Pick up your
No.
own damn dry cleaners anyway, right? Um, but if you feel like up front, first 2-3 months, you're real life trying to establish something, you put the boundaries out there, they're not being respected, you don't like how he talks to you, you don't like how she talks towards you, um, the clothing items that each other, chooses, perhaps it's a little offensive. I mean, these things are intrinsically, right, what we
Hmm.
and respectful. So even if you feel like, I just met this young lady, I'm coming to pick her up on a date, and her outfit's just is too revealing, right? Like,
Hmm.
feel respected in that sense. Move on.
Move.
Right? It's okay. It's okay because only you can, ensure that you feel respected in, pursuit of the relationship.
Absolutely. And that's a very, very true statement. And I guess a lot of guys, speaking from the guy's point of view, in their head, they probably say, wow, she's showing a little bit too much this and that.
Mhm.
But you probably say, well, she's trying to impress me. Because again, we go back to the first stage, we want to impress each other with, what we got. So physically we look good, you're going to enhance those assets. Okay, but if you do, as a man, have a problem with that, you should say, I love the look. If you can you tone it a little bit, I want everybody to see it. I'm glad you put yourself out there like that for me, but can we moving forward tone down just a little bit for me, and then you'll kind of see where her head is at because she said, "Pfft, that's just me. I'm
Mhm.
gonna be me." Then that's up to you. So okay, this is. Am I going to accept this? And anything's moving forward because I already told her. So then at that point, you got to say, how much are you going to take? And everybody has to do that, men and women. Then you got to say, how much am I going to take before I bail out?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to keep thinking, oh, it's going to get better. It's going to change.
Yeah, and you could think what you want to think, but most of us say how much before I bail out, but most of us bail out before we get to that point that we thought we was going to be able to take, right?
That's true. That's true. You're
Most of us
gone.
like, I thought I could get to here, but this joker got one more again, and it's over. It's over, you know. And we try, but you don't really have to try when it comes to this category. That's the
No.
point. Either they have it or they don't. You can make small suggestions. You can make, you can let people know what your standard is. um but ultimately it's up to them to see if they're going to, reciprocate exactly what it is that you're looking for. And then it's also up to you to say whether or not that meets your standard and you can live like that. 'Cause again, it's up to you to make sure that you find someone who is respectful of you and what you need from this life.
Damn, that was good.
Yeah, not
Oh, that shit was good. That was beautiful.
everybody else. That's all I'm trying to say. Nah, that's not that man's fault. Nah, he's super disrespectful. His mama probably made him like that, but I ain't heard that from me. Okay, but
Oh my,
that's
oh
not her
Lord.
fault. That's not her job. It's not that man mother job to make sure that man is respecting you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So crazy concept. It's you
Yes.
job to make sure the people that you introduce to your mama and you don't run to your father talking about this man keep disrespecting me. Your dad gonna be like, what? You introduced that man to this family. You know what I'm saying? We need to bring back those fathers. That'd be like, pause, baby girl. Hold on. You're not bringing anybody on up in here, and nah, you better vet them properly before you bring them here.
That is so true, T. Because like I said, my sister if she brought a guy home, everybody was out there looking for that cat. Oh, I mean, one time her, not the guy she married, but another guy pulled up to the front and he just beeped the horn. So she grabbed her coat. I go, oh, where the fuck you going? He blew his horn. The fuck he did? You better sit your goofy ass down. He gonna come in here. I gotta see who the hell. If something happens, that motherfucker, you disappear. You gonna say, well, how do you look? I don't know. He just beeped the horn. She ran there and jumped in the fucking car and took off. You didn't see him? No, not at all.
Mm-mm.
No, fuck no, not mm-mm. Bring your goofy ass in here and look at you. You're gonna look at see if you're clean, see if you smell, you do your hair, you boy, what you doing? We're gonna question his ass. He gonna feel like he's in an interrogation room. We got the heat on that. He's sweating every goddamn thing before he
Wow.
leaves. Hey, I wish I had a goddamn
That
something to
was
stand his goddamn driver's license at that time, but I would have. I would have had all his shit, DNA and all that. But we put the
damn.
fear of God in him. We had to. No, you bring her back by 11. Not 11:01, not 10:58,
Ah,
fucking 11 o'clock. Oh, yeah, okay, okay. That motherfucker was there at 8, 9, no, 10:58.
yeah.
I was waiting for that motherfucker. I was looking out the window like this.
Wow.
Yes, I was. I said,
Wow.
motherfucker, you better bring her in here. Then he got out the car, opened the door for her, and walked into the. I said, all right. So you got to put that. Notice I can't put that shit on her because a lot of guys look and say, who's around here? Who can I? If I do this to her, who's she gonna tell? She got 6 brothers. You looking at your ass whip. Because if you fuck with her, she damn sure gonna tell them, and they ain't want their sister to get hurt, so they're gonna hurt you real bad. So that's what. But that, like I said, that first one, that lack of respect is critical.
Yeah.
Now, and that's just the first one. The next one, oh boy, controlling behavior. I do not understand why people can't see this shit when you're in it. If you know that everything, he questions everything you do, and I've seen this too with women and men both. I've seen men do it to women, and women do it to a man. So it's not like it's like one or the other. I've seen them both do it, and it's sickening because you see like, God damn, motherfucker, you ain't see it. She set your ass up. She putting the gates up like this. It was wide open, but then all of a sudden she started closing the gates on your ass. And all of a sudden, you hey man, can you hang out with me? Oh well, I gotta go out with Alicia tonight, man. Like this nigga, she go with her ass every night. You can't hang out with the boy. Oh no, man, no. She told me, you don't need them. They ain't got nobody, and she so you need to hang with me. All of a sudden, he just disappeared, and then you see his ass 10 months later. He a totally different dude. Like she took
So
his little,
now it done got taken, like out of the damn
and
movie.
it's in a jar. She took it, put it in a jar, and put it from out of high, and put that shit on the
That's
shelf where he couldn't reach it. He could just hit the tip
so
of
big.
it.
That is. Your boy got pussy whipped. That's not the same. It's not the same. He was spending quality time with his girl. That's not the same.
People, y'all know, what I'm talking about. Goddamn it, you guys know what the hell I'm talking about.
Like, like, nah, she's controlling. She's controlling. Oh my. I wasn't thinking on that. I wasn't thinking there. I wasn't thinking that. Not at all. Not at
See,
all.
because again, if you don't see both sides, it's very this way. No, I've seen both, and both of them are just as bad. And I see, like I said, I see the guy get taken that way, and women is just so obvious. You see them just start to put those walls up on you, and all of a sudden, it's like, how much you love me, and so they start playing those mind games, which is
But I think that in the beginning it comes off and it appears like cutesy, like suffocatingly cute, like like as if a you know fluffy white cat was like instead of laying on your chest, it was like your face. Like it's
mhm.
still cute, but it's killing you. You know,
Yes.
it's like go down here, some like let me breathe. But it's like no, no, I like to be right here up on your face, right over your nostrils and your mouth, right, so you can't breathe. Yeah. So it's deceiving, right? It's a bit of a deception. Like it's not as upfront, right? It's
Nope.
like um I'm gonna give you all of my time type of thing, but only because I don't want you to have time with other people, right? But
There
like
you
you
go.
enjoy the time with me, right? But you
Hmm.
also don't have time to take care of those other relationships. Like, girl, your grandmother still needed you. Go, like, you still gotta go to grandma's house. Like, you can't just stop going to go to your grandmother because you got a new boyfriend. Like, that's not. You can't do that. You can't. No. You
But
still
it
got to go to
happens.
the food pantry and pass out the food. Like, you still have to be able to do the things you used to do. Still have to go volunteer and do your charitable work. You still got to show up to church. He can't just like encompass you with all of his time. And it's flattering, you know.
Hmm.
It looks cute in the beginning because it feels great, especially if you've been deprived of love and affection and attention, right?
Oh my God, yes.
Like perhaps been not in a what you felt like a solid relationship or somebody who actually took you serious or made you feel wanted perhaps.
Hmm.
Haven't felt that in a long time, so here you go. He all up on your line, coming over. He trying to meet you for lunch real quick. I mean, he got all of your time, all of your attention. What am I? Shit, checked up on her in a minute.
No, because he's your life. He becomes your life. Because like you said
Yeah,
before, if you never had real love, if you never had someone love you that way, it's new to you. You
yeah.
love it because you know it feels good.
It genuinely feels good, right? So that's a little bit of the deception of getting to a controlling point or controlling person is that in the beginning, there's definite, it's just like drugs, you know, Y'all not gonna pretend like that didn't feel good. And
That's true. That's really true. That's why people go throw a crack. You say,
yeah,
"Oh, that first hit was crazy," but
yeah.
you know you'll never get back to that same feeling.
Uh-huh. But there's something there that feels amazing that, you allowed him to put himself or put herself into so many bits and pieces and parts of your life that you forgot about everybody else around you. And, like you said, it's men and women. Because
Hmm.
the men that have their sisters telling them, oh, as soon as you get into a relationship, the only person you know is her. You can't treat your sister like that. You used to look out for your sister. You used to go to the movies with your sister. Y'all used to go hang. Like, what?
Hmm.
You still have to foster and have those relationships that you had before you were with him, even or her, even while you're with that person. So if you don't know if you're being controlled, it doesn't have to be something so blatant as someone telling you what you can and can't wear or where you can and cannot go. It's the whole idea that you don't have those regular relationships that perhaps you had once before.
Yeah, and you have to ask yourself that question, and you have to almost do a test on yourself, saying, "Whoa, if you've been in this relationship for three months, you have to ask yourself, well, who have I always talked to that I don't talk to anymore?" You actually, it's some of your girls, I'm dating. But if you start looking at, you know, family members that you used to hang out with, like you say, grandmama or mama, and you don't see them, and you have
Mm,
to ask yourself, like, damn, why haven't I seen them? But they reached out to you because, of course, they're gonna reach out to you because you always conversate. You have to
absolutely.
ask yourself, well, why am I not talking to them?
Yep.
Like, am I that tied within his world, in my world, that I don't even I discount them? So
Mm-hmm.
then you have to kind of do a reality check with yourself because again, this thing called love, you get infatuated, it's all encompassing. It makes you feel so good. You don't want to it's like a cold, cold morning and you lay in your bed with them sheets wrapped around you, that big blanket wrapped around you. You're like, oh, I gotta get up.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that, but you're gonna have to just kind of get in check, see, hey, what's going on? Am I doing something different? Has something changed? But that's something you need to do. He or she's not going to do it for you because they have a particular agenda on their own. But you have to say, am I am I being controlled subconsciously based on things he's doing, and I put that burden on myself to say, oh, I want to make him unhappy, and I'm happy, or do I say, whoa, 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 I just need to make sure I'm still connected to people, even though I'm going through this relationship. So
Mhm.
that's something that everyone has to really step back and look and ask themselves that question and do a real, you may have some friends you didn't want to talk to in the first goddamn place. You was with them or talking to them because you were lonely. You ain't had nobody. But
Yeah.
then if and if they're kind of people that got somebody, then you're like, you got somebody, you're like, oh fuck it, they're gonna talk to each other because they ain't got nobody anyway. Then you gotta roll with them, leave them where they at. Because
Yeah.
you don't want no misery. But if they're good people, y'all,
You
y'all,
don't want
y'all
no misery. Solid. That was solid. Don't.
no, you won't be like grapes. Like you separate from that batch of grapes, be free. Go
Yeah.
do you. But
Yeah.
especially if it's holding you back. But if you have legitimate relationships with good relationships with people, just
Mm-hmm.
make sure that you don't fall prey to manipulation when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to certain things. Like, well, why you gotta go see your grandma this Sunday? Or why you gotta go see? Could you talk to her on the phone? Can you do this? So anything to keep you away from them and more in his world should make you say, why? But yet he goes to see all his people. He
Mm-hmm.
sees his mama. He sees his grandmama. But when you gotta go see your grandma, talk to your grandma is always some shit. So you got to really say, you got to really start looking, and then you start making sure that you look at everything now. Just make sure you ain't going crazy. But it's like, oh, and you can start to kind of say, oh, this is happening, and
Well,
oh,
healthy
not.
partners help foster your other healthy relationships,
Hmm.
right? Like even if it was just an interest or a new lady friend, you would still randomly ask, oh, how's your mom doing? Like, I don't talk to your mom. No, I'm not telling you to tell your mom I said hi. I've never met your damn mom yet. Boy, you're just dating. Genuinely like to know, make sure, hey, shit, I'm in your house drinking your damn, champagne and whatnot. Like, your folks good? Like, everybody on your side, everybody good? Like a general inquiry. Then that's a sensible inquiry for you to make sure people in that person who you pursuing or who's pursuing you on their team is good. Like,
Yes.
Yeah, like you again. And if y'all into something that's, y'all pursuing each other, absolutely you would ask, hey, your mother good, your folks good, whoever that person talks about, right?
Mhm.
How
Mhm.
been, right? You would just inquire about them, make sure they doing good. When last time you checked up on your family, when last time you checked up on your folks. You would want to know those things if you really gave a shit about somebody. I'm just saying.
Right. But you're right. But again, that's when you have to step outside that love blanket.
Mhm.
Because again, everything just seems beautiful, but sometimes you gotta get a little chill to wake you up and say, "Oh, let me look around, see, make sure everything's happening the way it should be happening." Because again, you have to, because that's how you get lulled to sleep, and next thing you know, you wake up, you're in a situation like, ah, damn, how I end up here?
Yeah, 25 years later. Talking about what?
God damn, I knew it. But that's why I said, ladies and gentlemen, keep your damn eyes open when it comes to that, because again, it happens. It doesn't happen so blatantly. It happens real subtly. It's a real
Hmm.
subtle thing. It's not a hit in the head with a brick.
Remember, it feels good.
It
Yeah,
feels
it does.
good.
It does.
It feels good. But always keep your eyes open.
Absolutely.
Now, the third one, which is, good God, is everybody, is communication. I don't know why. And I want to say this to y'all. And I'm going to say this to T too, everybody. How in the fuck do you have sex with somebody and do some of the freakiest shit on God's green earth that you wouldn't even want nobody to know that you did, but you can't have a conversation or communicate each other like what your needs and wants are? I'm confused. How does that happen, T?
That's false. You
Uh,
can't have these conversations. It's just somebody's not going to like what they want to hear. Okay. If you're going to be honest, that honesty is not going to necessarily get what you want. Okay. That's why people tell a lie. Let's be real about why we don't want to communicate what we really feel. I'm going to offend you. And then when I offend you, you're not going to give me what I want. You won't give me the access that I want. You know, you just, I can't, I don't have what I want anymore because, I'm communicating too effectively. I'm being honest. Let's be real.
but T, isn't that what we want? Don't we want our partner to be honest about their feelings?
Some people do, but it depends on what game you're playing. Everybody's not playing the same game. That's
This is
why
very true.
I guess that's why this is on the list, right?
Mm-hmm.
Someone's playing those games with communication. There's a reason why they're playing games with communication. It is to deceive. A lot of times, it is to deceive. And it might not be, what you're thinking of. It could just be like something that they want to hold back and that's repressed. Like I don't want to put all that out there, but
Mm-hmm.
generally, um, it's going to be to deceive or to lie if I can't be super upfront, right? Outside of just being um immature and
Yeah.
that hopefully, eventually you'll grow up and, understand communicating with each other. But ultimately people are going to stumble with communicating because they're trying to lie to each other. And you're like, I don't really want to talk to you about it. Like, my ass. Like, and go because something that's worth pursuing, it's going to get you in order and you feel comfortable talking to your partner, who's really solid with you, right? Communicating,
Yes. Yes.
because they made you feel comfortable there, um, and you trust, in that communication, in the sense that you can communicate. But if ain't no trust and I can't communicate nothing, nah, that's a red flag. This is shit. This is a lack of respect. This,
But see how it all builds on each other. It's like I can understand how it all becomes one, because you have that's the one that you do every day. You
hmm.
communicate every single day
See,
to
but
with each
now
other.
about the things I communicate. Hey, babe,
Ah,
grab me up a caramel macchiato from Starbucks. I want to I'm gonna say a medium. I don't know what the hell they talking about in the Starbucks, but give me a medium,
mhm.
right? I know exactly what I want. I know how to communicate that. I can speak English very well. My, brain is working pretty okay, I could say, right?
Mm-hmm.
Say what I want. The man's hungry, babe. I'm hungry. What you want? A steak. What else? Some potatoes. A little broccoli would be nice. A little roughage in there. He can talk. He can communicate. You come home after 2 o'clock in the morning. You sad and you don't know what's wrong with you. You mad, and you don't know like what you mad for. Like where you been at? Uh, uh, didn't know where you was at.
Yeah. Oh, let me tell you, that's the one thing. As guys, we get caught all the time. When you get in a relationship and you hang out with her all the time, then you hang out with the fellas. There's sometimes you get the fellas, time gets away.
Yeah,
But
no
let me.
time to get away. Yeah, I mean, I think women set an alarm. We might set 4 or 5 right nowadays because we're not about to let no time get away. If time get away, we done threw that whole clock away. We meant for the time to get away. Nah, I genuinely like, you know what? I'm gonna just take the L. I'm gonna just say sorry tomorrow and the hell with the time. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, wait a minute. I'm gonna tell you a personal one. I'm gonna tell you a personal story about that. I was dating my wife, and
Mhm.
I was going. Me and the boys went to the club. We went to this nice, beautiful club, and we was sitting in there. And goddamn, we was in the strip club. So we was in there kicking it, and it was weird because it was the time right around this time of the year where the time switched. So we was in the club. I told her, I see you about 3, 4. She said, all right, cool, have a good time. Girl, about 3 o'clock came. Whew, it was kicking in that club. The man said this, and the club closed at 3. He said, I could either shut the club down now, or we can go roll for another hour because time goes forward. I said, what the hell? Let's go ahead and let it roll. So 4 became 5, 5 became 6 when we walked out the door. So we walked out, I said, oh shit, the sun coming up. So all of us, ooh, we gotta get home. By that time I had a pager
Mhm.
going off.
Mhm.
91111.
Mhm.
9999111. I said, oh shit.
Wow.
When I
Wow.
started pulling up, it was damn near almost 7 o'clock. I was like, oh shit. Oh, you know what? Just a look. The look told the whole story.
Not at no 7 a.m. I know you ain't let the sun beat you up in here. Not here. I mean, it's just I don't know if it's like ingrained in the woman, but I mean, it'd be like the ultimate disrespect. Cause we're awful woman is we'll never let the sun beat us in. Not ever. Over our dead body. Not ever. Nah, I'd rather die first than no, I'm a man. I made it on time. Yeah, call me Cinderella.
Yeah, it's so and you learn as the guys. Okay, I'll have to appreciate the time, even though they extended it an extra few hours. You gotta say, hey, you said this, you got by your word. Because if she went out, she said, oh, I'll be back by 3, and by 3:10, you're like, oh, what the hell's going on? By that time, you down 91111. Where the hell are you? What's going on?
There. Y'all done showed up. Pulled up to wherever old girl said she was supposed to have been at by 3:07. You don't make it home in 7. You got 7 to 11 minutes before the guy show up. You already
So true. So true. So it's and communication, like I said, you have to communicate the whole time. And it can't be if you have something going on or something that's bothering you, it's best to talk about it then than to
mm,
keep covering it and covering it. Because what happens is you have an issue, you don't talk about it, you keep covering it up, and it just keeps happening. Then you have an argument about a piece of paper. And you say piece of paper. It's so simple. It wasn't a piece of paper. It was that argument you had or discussion that you all had 6 months earlier that has now bound up to a point where it's about to bust. And then she's pissed off or you just some paper on the floor. And now that's going to turn into what initially you never solved. So please have a conversation with each other. Constantly talk about it, whether it's comfortable or uncomfortable. Because again, if this is your person, you want to make sure they're comfortable with you.
mhm,
Because if they're not comfortable with you, you kind of actually have to ask yourself, why am I in this relationship?
mm.
Truly.
So the other thing to communication is that it has effects, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just because I communicated to you something, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna like what I have to say.
No, no, that is so true. Very true.
So it's just like the idea that the guy is like, don't ever lie. Oh no, scratch the guy. The guy can handle it. I'm sorry. It's like when the woman says, "Don't ever lie to me. I can handle it." And then the guy sit there and you be like, "Okay, I'm gonna tell you whatever it is that's on the table, right?" And and she damn near dies. Okay, she all over the floor. Makeup is just all over her face. She ugly, snot nose crying, and shit can hurt. That's the only point I'm trying to make here is that communicating, the truths, okay,
Mhm,
can hurt, and it's not all as peaches and cream as necessary as it is. Okay,
mhm.
it's not the easiest thing. So we understand why people are lying and deceiving, but you got to communicate, and you got to communicate effectively and tell the truth. And if somebody's not doing that shit up front and in the beginning,
Hmm.
oh my, run, run, run,
Yes,
run.
because I'm so tired of people, you know, talking, you don't communicate and you don't do this. And I had to go and go onto your social media and go onto your phone and all that stuff to find out
Wow.
what's going on. I'm thinking, what the hell are you talking about? You got to do all that. So
Yes,
that's crazy to me.
yes, they did. They'll do that for the entirety of the relationship, though. So I'm laughing. I'm laughing because I do think it's funny. I do personally. I do. But it's not. There's not. It's in reality, like, that's a lot of work, right? You're not even getting paid for all the work that you're putting into it.
Nope.
Um, and at the end of the day, that person just got like a cell phone that you don't even know about. So,
Hello. Yes, that's what
or
could
an
be.
app that you don't even know about. So, yeah,
Hmm. Yeah,
that that's accept people for who they are. And I always say, we can always kick people to the curb. We don't have to necessarily kick people to the curb, but bow out gracefully. But I'm going to continue saying kick people to the curb. But respect each other and bow out gracefully.
exactly. And that rolls right into number four, which is lack of trust.
Mm,
That rolls that
mm.
when we talk about if I have to pick, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking to y'all. If y'all have to pick up a motherfucker's phone and go through his social media to find out where she is and he is, and they talk to this person, that person, that relationship is done because there's no trust. If there's no trust, there can't be a relationship.
Man,
What do you think, T? Am I wrong?
no, no. I mean, first of all, we talking about dating. See, I started off with the first one, and I went off on this whole big tangent about respect and the marriage and all that good stuff. No,
Yes.
dating. These are
Mm-hmm.
red flags about dating. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you don't trust that person in the beginning,
Hmm.
right? Whoa. I don't cannot say kick them to the curb, bow out gracefully, right? But run fast after you bow out. Okay. Run fast. Because the person that you don't trust, why you don't trust them? Like, what all has happened already?
Absolutely.
What?
What happened in the beginning that you don't
Yeah,
trust their asses? In the
yeah,
beginning. You
yeah,
haven't even really gotten anywhere. You just started this relationship and you don't trust them.
yeah.
Again, we hear it all the time, everywhere. I check his phone. I check his social media. I heard one lady, which blew my
Oh,
mind. The lady said this: I don't trust my boyfriend so much. When he comes home, I tell him to drop him.
oh, she wanna smell them?
You want to smell him? Ain't
Oh,
no way.
okay, no, I get it now because I didn't understand. Okay, so maybe, okay, so I'm one of these people. I'm guilty, but I can't help it, and I won't change it. But like like a hyperactive cell phone, right?
Uh huh. Hmm.
Like that thing just keep dinging, and then after it ding, it ring, and then after it ring, it make a different notification sound. Like you just have hyperactive cell phone. You like, but you keep ignoring all the stuff, right? All
Hmm.
the damn dings, phone rings, and you just like, nah, it's okay. I get it later. I just get it. They don't trust that. That makes men uncomfortable. You know,
Hmm.
versa, vice versa.
Yes.
Yeah, but that
Yes.
ain't my phone. Don't worry about who calling my phone, because that would be crazy of you. I can understand you would have to have trust. You would genuinely have to have trust. Yeah.
Yep.
Because and I don't want to be the type of person, but what I Google, it's not your business.
No.
That would be crazy for all of my Googleable thoughts to be my base business. No, I don't like that concept. I don't
It,
like that.
there's no way, because if that's the case, then what is your purpose being with them? Because they obviously don't make you happy. Because if you don't trust them, how the hell can it make you happy? Because in your head, when he leaves, is he going to work? Is he stopping by
Yeah,
a pookie house? Is he going to meet some other chick, some
I
chicken head? No, I can't live. No,
can't live your life like that. Mm-mm.
no,
Mm-mm.
no.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And here was the other one. This the Facebook trust though. When you talking to somebody on Facebook and or you know them and they're on Facebook and you text them and you see that they active on Facebook and they haven't texted you back, like that's actually a fair move. Just so like if anybody was wondering, right? That's a
Uh,
fair I don't have to text you back just because I'm on Facebook. Just so we're
no.
clear. I had to tell one of my homegirls, nah, tell him turn that thing off, turn that green button off, because he's allowed to do that. Yeah, he don't just because he on Facebook, he has to be texting you back immediately. No,
No,
no. Mm-mm.
no. And again, you have to ask yourself, what did he do or she do in the first place to cause you to not trust them?
Sometimes it's not even that person; it be the past relationships, and we all know.
We talk about the baggage you bring
It,
in.
and it be like the this is probably like the baggage that's piled up onto its onto itself, right? To create this whole big your own idea
Mm-hmm.
of what how he's trying to play with you. So you just
Hmm.
don't trust, not for nothing that I did or nothing that he did. It's just based off of how the other women treated you, or based off of how the other men how the other men treated you. Yeah,
Wow.
nothing. She didn't do. Yeah, he did nothing.
Oh, and that is the issues that it's people don't realize how important that is. Like I said, all these things we talk about is important, but if you have no trust, you have to, and again, if it's based on what the guy did to you or the person you're dating did to you, okay. But if you're pulling in people or other relationships you had out the goodie bag or that bag, then the bag is not, you're not really even supposed to have a bag. You should have a folder. And that folder is things you learn from relationships. You don't pull bodies out the bag and just say, "Oh, he's like this one, he's like this one," because most people aren't like other people that you date. They have different. There's probably some certain qualities about themselves, but overall, they're different. But you have to learn. This is all part of evolution, evolving as a person. You don't pull out past people. You pull out past uh, values, past actions to say, "I've seen this before, and I don't want to go through this again." But if
Well,
that guy, if the guy who did it, if that guy who you're dating did something to you, okay, that's to me, that's like, okay, he did this, which made me look at him sideways, and I got to have that conversation with him. But if you're pulling people out the bag, out the goodie bag or the baddie bag, then to me, you're not looking at this guy. You're looking at, I've seen this before you even really delve into it per se, to really say this is what's happening, or is this a deviation from something I've seen before? But a lot of people just go to, oh, I've seen it before, and that point, I don't trust you. I'm looking at everything. I'm checking your drawers. I'm looking at your phone. I'm looking at everything, and I have to be able to see all your stuff. And as a guy who didn't do anything, the hell you will. I ain't did nothing to you. If you bringing in some shit from the past, why should I suffer? I didn't do this to you. Somebody else did.
well, you suffer because you tolerate it. See, and you can't you're not willing. A lot of men are not willing to say straight up that this is a self control behavior problem, and I'm not willing to play this game. See, a lot of I don't want to say y'all like to play a little game. You know how little cat mouse game go. Little dog cats. They like to chase each other. It's a little funny fun. It don't be fun after a long time now. you know, we gotta stop this straight up. Um, Stop tolerating that stuff. Stop entertaining old girl. You know that like damn, if a woman want to smell you. You know you coming through the door. Like that is a red flag.
Yeah.
Unless you've been cheating on.
Honestly, you had me cheating. She tell you pull your pants down. Let me smell you. Then goddamn, and it's a guy. It's a fucking guy. Have some respect for yourselves. Don't go up there and talk about, oh, she want to smell me and she make sure I ain't play around. Bitch, listen, you can smell them drawers after I take a shower, but I ain't taking shit off. I don't. When I put it in the dirty clothes hamper, it's free reign. It's open season. You can do what you want to, but I'm not gonna stand here in the front door so you can sniff me and then proceed. Hell no. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No.
But
And then the guys.
it's a few different levels to that, right? It's like why you want the type of man who you don't trust like that on that level, right? Can you
Mm-hmm.
leave him if you wanted to leave him, right? Because like that's crazy. Or find somebody to replace whatever he's giving you, because like maybe y'all dating. So, and then sometimes females just gonna see, or people gonna see how, testing those boundaries, see how far you let them go with it and
Mm-hmm.
far with it. Because you're allowing it. So
Oh no. I just whew, at that people, trust is important. Trust is everything. And if you have that issue, a trust issue, but then again, T, that goes back to women and men who have trust issues in the beginning.
mm-hmm.
Off the beginning, they have trust issues. And for me, I always say work that shit out before you get into a relationship. Before you start dating, work that out because that's going to end all your relationships horribly wrong because your paranoia is going to kick in even when it's not there, but you think it's there. Nobody wants a paranoid person, man or woman. I don't care how fine you are. Nobody wants that.
Mm.
What's wrong with you
I
with that?
think allow it also. Like, they try it, like, no, we can't, I can't personally accept that. I'm not doing that shit, that's not here. You're welcome to leave or you're welcome to cut that out. So, but if you allow it,
Hmm,
that it's festering, it's just gonna go from one thing to another, and
absolutely.
that lack of trust that shit can do some damage down the road. Like,
Major damage. Major. And the other thing is, it's one thing if this is an issue with the two of you guys. If you mess around and have a kid, it just complicates everything.
mm,
So this we're trying to tell you this before you even get in that stage where you're having kids or anything. Look at how your guys are relating to each other, and if you don't trust them, you have to ask yourself why. If it's legitimate, then you say why, then make that decision. And that actually,
it don't have to be no damn legitimate. I don't have to have a legitimate reason why I don't trust you during the dating process to not want to deal with you. It can be a gut feeling. It can be an intuition. Ain't a damn thing legitimate about that. I'm not feeling it. I don't trust this man for some reason. Some men can just look at a woman and be like, I don't trust her. Run. It's okay to, if you don't feel like you can trust that person, it don't have to, you don't gotta have no reason. Deuces. We're dating. We don't gotta go
yeah,
no further than this. You
that is very true. That is true. So hey, you give you all the options that you could take.
know?
So you're right. If it's gut, you bounce, you say, hey, it
Yeah,
must be something. So
yeah.
I'm glad you put that out there, T.
Eh,
And with that, we're gonna roll into the last thing. Oh my God, unresolved conflict.
oh, yeah, that's how we started. Let's go.
I have seen so many people over the years break up because, as I said before in the very beginning, they never had that conversation. It was never a right time. I don't know why you bring it up. I don't know why you're upset about it. Discount your feelings. But if you have an issue with it, we
Mm-hmm.
need to talk about it. You may think it's insignificant, and why the hell are you upset about it? But if
Yeah,
your partner is upset about it, let's talk. Let's
yeah.
have that conversation. But people don't want to have that conversation.
That's
And like we said, you keep piling shit on top of it.
my
And
36 years, 42. Like, look at these old marriages. Like, even the old marriages that have unresolved problems. That's why people say, oh, how they broke up after 25 years? How they broke up after 20 years? How they broke up after what? They had that shit sitting on the shelf for 25 years. They had that issue sitting on the shelf for 18 years till the kids graduated high school, till the kids
Mm-hmm.
got married. Yeah, they had that same dumb issue sitting there unresolved, elephant in the room, keeping them uncomfortable year in and year out. And no
Mm.
one want to deal with the shit. And so if
Oh,
you dating somebody and you can clearly see that they got unresolved issues sitting up on the shelf, especially from a relationship of the opposite sex, like a dating relationship, come on.
it, it's gonna hinder you.
It's
There's grown people, grown people, who are now discussions that we're having now. They ignore all this, and they're now at an older age, and they're like, I'm trying to find somebody to love me for me. And you know
mm,
what I told that person who said that? Who are you? I
yeah.
said, you're pretty much the same person I've known for damn near 40 plus years, and you're pretty much the same. So who are you? And what this person said, I became something to everyone that I dated that they would like, but I never gave them who I was or what I like.
Mm,
I said, so, oh, you're a chameleon. So you
mm-hmm.
know chameleons change to fit wherever situation in. You'll never find happiness there because whoever you change yourself into,
Yeah.
you'll make that person happy. But you are the person who's the oddball out. And why would you want to be the oddball out when you're not benefiting anything from this relationship?
Why would I want to be dating myself? If you turning into me every time you meet me, you know what I'm saying, the me's in the world, how long that's gonna last? Because you like the guy who is, the guy that you like because, he's not you. He doesn't necessarily, he perhaps spoils you, but there's a lot of things he don't do too. Like,
Yes.
like, okay, no, I think that's kind of, attractive about him. Something about him. It's a little standoffish. You know how women get, you know. It's just different. And a guy who keeps showing up who don't know himself, eventually you're gonna see through that. Eventually you see through that. And then you're gonna assume this guy's taking all that baggage onto every relationship he go on, feeling unwanted and undesired. All the shit he's not working through, because if he would have worked through that in the first, 2 or 3 mess ups, he would have been figured it out. Yeah, you the problem
Hello. Exactly.
together.
And that's the other thing. People should not get in relationships until you really find out what happened in your last relationship. Meaning, critical look. It's like doing an autopsy. It's like, let me see what killed that last relationship. And if it was him, what was it? If it was me, what was it? So that you don't make the same mistake moving forward, or you look for a different type of guy or a different kind of woman later in the next relationship. People are so quick to go from one relationship to another relationship to another relationship because they don't want to spend that time with themselves. It's almost like I don't want to do that work. You need to do the goddamn work, but you don't want to do the work because you don't even like what you see. And you have to not like what you see because that will make you a better person and make you compatible for somebody out there that really would want you for who you are. But you ain't know who the hell you are.
No, Malcolm. That's not why people don't want to do the work. I'm gonna be lonely and I'm gonna be broke. Okay? Because that man was paying that in the fourth and he was holding her tight and good at night. Okay. That's why you really don't want to do the work to heal yourself, right? Because to heal yourself and get over all the past traumas and relationships required you to get lonely. Now you got to sit up there
Ooh.
by yourself, watching Lifetime movies, eating, the Olive Garden to go. I don't know, but it's not the same. And ain't no man sitting right there, whether you arguing with him, whether you trust him or don't trust him, whether he respects you or not. He not there. Because you healing. You got to figure yourself out. And that little extra money, car note, car insurance, shit, groceries, I don't know, nails. Now your damn nails not done. Your nails ain't never been done, sis. Your nails ain't never not been done. But now you out here talking about some you healing yourself. Yeah. Yeah, healing yourself. Now your little, what is it? 30-inch bust down is just, a little 10-inch situation. You like a basic joint right for the footer right now. Nails regular. Like that's the healing process. That little subsidized little, just a little subsidized lifestyle, perhaps, for some of us. And I'm gonna say us so people feel better, you know.
Yeah.
Uh it's gonna come to a little bit of an end. And healing is not as comfortable, because if you're healing, it's because something hurting. So now
Mm-hmm.
in that hurt, who the hell wanna sit and hurt? Why would I do that? No, let me just move on to the next one. Nah, I guess he reckless, so why not me be reckless? They ruthless. Why women can't be? That's how everybody in the game acting ruthless and ruthless.
And in the end, you both end up lonely or alone, angry
That's the
because
battle of the sexes. See, everybody got all that unresolved shit sitting up on the shelf, and we too, and ourselves to really figure that shit out. But we can see it in the beginning when you walking in, you know, the girl who got the baby daddy who always calling. Why if
oh,
they are fucking with each other, why he blowing up the line? You know what I'm saying? Or vice versa. Like why
hmm
yeah. You
that's true.
see the unresolved shit. Old girl with the daddy issues. That's gonna come out in 30 days or less.
Oh, without question.
You know what I'm like it's gonna come out in 30 days or less. Old girl with the mommy issues, that the son super attached to the mom. These all unresolved. The guy who pretend like, he misses his daughter and mom keeping him away, but he don't got no regular job. You're like, so what you was gonna do anyway? Like, Nick, go to work. Like, what you mad for? Just straight up. What do you want to do? I'm just trying to figure out what you mad about. What you mad for? These is unresolved issues that when you do get into a relationship, straight up, they show themselves in 30 days or less.
Yeah, they do.
30
They
days
do.
or less. If a man is busting out crying in front of you in 30 days or less, nah, I'm sorry.
No. Yeah, because let me tell you, ladies, from a guy, we're not gonna go out there and be breaking tears and tell you about our life story and how hard our life. We ain't gonna do that shit.
It's
So any guy
unresolved.
pull that shit,
Unresolved.
yeah,
And
we're not gonna do that.
I'm to the fellas also. And I don't know any women who's all the way whole and together, who's busting out crying.
That's true. That's
It's
true.
shit going on in the background there, right? Like real talk. And she can be nice,
hmm
she got a nice family. She can, good head on her shoulders, beautiful body. But people go through shit, and they've not finished dealing with the things that they've gone through. And if you're choosing to date these people who's showing up with these unresolved issues, and baby, they're there. You rallying behind them to help them out with the shit. Out the
Exactly.
damn way. Yeah.
That is so true. And man, you don't need to be their therapist. You're
No,
not there to be their therapist.
man.
So
Ladies, you don't need to be they damn therapist.
nope, nobody, nobody needs to be nobody's therapist because that's not what you fucking signed up for. You signed up for a healthy relationship, somebody who you can possibly connect with and do some wonderful things. That's
Yeah,
what you want to do.
grow
If
together,
they come, yeah, grow together,
but not grow
and if they
up.
don't boys, women don't raise boys. They raise their kids. If you have to raise the guy that's in front of you, get rid of him. You don't raise boys. Raise your boy, not a boy. Somebody else's boys you trying to date. No. So for sitting for women, I mean for we you don't want we don't want girls. We're about all these issues and shit going on. I mean, we don't mind listening to it, but we don't want that shit. My mama and I got these issues. I don't give a fuck with your mama and y'all issues. Y'all work that shit out. It's just But then I know I'm gonna have to pay attention because now the mom and daughter have an issue that could come back and fuck with me. Now, because if they got those kind of issues, he ain't no good. She gonna probably shit on my parade. So
Mm,
now I'm probably to deal with that. I have to choose. Do I want to deal with that? If I
mm.
know this now, or do I say, you know what? Nice person, I can't deal with this shit. I let her fucking deal with that and her mom or whatever, her daddy, whatever issue she got going on. But that means you have to do it early. And you have to stop thinking like, if I get them draws or I do no. You may not even want to get them draws.
It's more comfortable coming into a family um it- without these unresolved conflicts or with the least amount of them, it's less headache. It feels better. I mean, it feels better than the quick, one. Like it does. I
Yeah.
guarantee you. Cause damn, y'all boys be in the long run. Like yeah.
Mm-mm. It is not worth it. Trust us. We can tell you from experience and people we know, it's not fucking worth it. It's not worth using your time. Don't waste your time. We don't know how long we got in general, but don't waste your time on bullshit. Nobody
Mhm.
wants to go say, oh, 8 years I spent. 8 years. How many times you heard this? I spent 8 years, 18 years, 10 years, 20 years with his ass, and he ain't never changed. The
Yeah, and then let somebody listen to that shit. And then you be mad. And I be saying,
fuck?
nah, you decided to do that. Like you gotta at least you could talk about the situation like differently. Like, a little more uplifting. Like, nah, we had our ups and downs, but it was die, I wouldn't change it for any, say
Exactly. Exactly.
these sad ass stories. You been with somebody for 7, 8 years, they ain't want you. Nigga, you ain't changed neither. Yeah, yeah,
Hello?
yeah.
You didn't. You didn't change. So,
Now,
but you both became happy
what?
with each other. And they thinking the other one's gonna change. They're eventually gonna change. No.
The broken playing with the broken, and then they want to talk to other people about it, and they think we're supposed to be sad. Oh hell no! Now here go the top five. Now there's several red flags out there, but if you talking about that man is disrespectful, I'm be like, bitch, how long?
Hello? Yes? Yes.
Because if you say long, now you like, yeah, that's how y'all doing y'all relationship. That's
Yeah.
how
And you're
y'all.
surprised that he don't treat you any differently. He's not gonna treat you differently
No,
because you
he's
accepted it.
got no reason to.
No.
Absolutely not.
No, no.
Not.
And we again, people, we just tell you start from the ground floor. Stop jumping in the just don't jump in the fucking pool when you don't realize it's 60 feet deep. You
Mm-hmm.
can't swim. Go to the kiddie goddamn pool. Sit over there and get that little bit of water and work your way when it comes to dating. Because this dating shit is like a shark. And when you get in that, you can't be a guppy getting in a pool or water full of sharks because you're gonna get eaten up like that. So it's like, listen to us. Like we're telling you, these five, just these five. There's more, but these five are the most important things. And I'm gonna say it again. It's lack of respect, controlling behavior, piss poor ass communication, dishonesty, or in this case, trust, and
Mm-hmm.
unresolved conflicts. If you got to put that shit on a piece of paper and just every time you go talk, just put a check beside it. Because if you start checking,
Mm-hmm.
that shit's going to end bad. Because you go from 100% possibility down to 80%. If you keep checking buttons, it's going to be 20%. Then you get down to 20%. You probably want to leave them alone. So we're trying to tell you, we're trying to save you from the heartache, save you from looking at people's drawers and looking at phones and going on social media and roll up on people's jobs and all this other crazy shit that's just not normal.
So
You're hurt.
and when you don't respond to these red flags properly, it makes you go crazy. That's what you make.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we try to help us all to not go crazy. That makes sense to me.
So again, we're gonna keep coming back with different stuff and different conversations, but take this. I'm serious. Take this, write it on a piece of paper, and put that shit in your pocket or in a purse or whatever. And then every time you meet them, just put their little name on the tag and then sit there and listen to them and talk to them. Just talk to them and see where their head is at. And you'll know. You'll kind of know, or your instinct, as Miss T says, will tell you like this bitch is crazy, or
Mhm.
this guy is crazy as hell.
Yeah.
Then you make the right choices. So what you want to say, T?
When you out here, like, got your eyes open for these red flags, right? Make sure you don't yourself show up as the red flag.
Oh, oh
Wanna live
no.
without us forgetting about ourselves. We always want to look at ourselves in the mirror and check ourselves first before we want to check other people, right? Because remember, we're dating. So sometimes you and I can forget about, dating. But right, and just as much as you're
Mm-hmm.
vetting someone else, you're also presenting yourself to the other person. So make sure you show up with respect, right? Make sure
Mm-hmm.
you don't show up with controlling behavior, right? Make
Mm-hmm.
sure you're communicating, right? And make sure you're trustworthy. All those things, right? Make
Mm-hmm.
sure you're showing up properly when you're trying to call out somebody else for their red flags. And yeah, just but
Ooh, damn. You know what that? I As always, you done wrap this baby up in a nice little bowl. Ping. And with that, we're going to end this episode of On the Mic with the M.
fancy.
Listen, people, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the little bell so you can get all the new stuff that comes out from us. And I want to thank all the 500 plus subscribers, and we're growing every day. And again, keep the email coming, keep the comments coming. We're just here to help you live a better life and make the better decisions. So with that, we'll holler at you later. Peace and blessings.